Okay, episode 2 of Narrowways Farm Girl Talk. You got me, Tracy, and you got Brooke. Say hello, Brooke.
Hello.
What are we doing?
We are peeling pears off of our tree, and she is coring them and cutting them up, and we're gonna make pear jam, I believe.
We are going to make pear jam. I've never made pear jam before, so I don't know if this is going to be any good, but we are going to give it a go. So we have very old pear trees, one that's on the side of the house, one that's by our shop. And last year, well, there's kind of a funny story with those trees.
The old owners.
So the people who lived here before thought that one of the trees was a special kind of apple or something, and so that I thought it was too. Now it's kind of smaller. They're kind of small pears. I don't know if you can kind of see.
Here, show them this.
Yeah, I'll show you one that still has the skin on it.
They're literally
small.
Like,
I mean, they
fit in the palm of my hand.
I mean, to me, they look like a pear, but they're just small, and so for some reason she thought that they were a special kind of apple. I think she even knew the type and had shared that with me and said that, oh, she makes kind of the best apple pie with these. Everybody loves them. And so I had assumed that they were apples. But I did think it was weird because
they have like the graininess of a pear.
Well, they do, but also they're ready and ripe and ready for picking and doing something with now in July, right? So today's the end of, we're at the end of July. Apples, if you know anything about apples, apple season is more in the fall or closer to the fall. They're a later fruit. So it always was odd to me. I thought, wow, a special kind of apple that has a very early kind of a ripening period just seemed a little strange, but I didn't really question it until we have this app, and I think it's called Picture This. And so it's very helpful for on the farm when we have trees or plants or whatever that we just don't know what they are. This thing helps us to identify them. It tells us what they're good for and, maybe what to watch out for and if there's diseases on them and all that kind of stuff. So,
just like that tree behind the shop. The whatever it's called tree.
Oh, the tree of heaven or whatever it is?
Yeah.
That one? Yeah, it's funny. That tree is like called the tree of heaven, but also called the tree of hell. I thought it was interesting, but it's very invasive actually and can cause problems. But anyway, so I used that app and it literally came up as common pear. And I thought, oh, I wonder if the app is broken or whatever. Well, we have another tree that's right over here that bears the exact same fruit. And it's a pear. I mean, and we did
it tastes just like a pear too.
It is a pear, right? Like we've tried these, we've canned them.
They're just pears.
They're just pears. So last year, we moved to this property in May of last year. And so, I mean, if any of y'all moved to a property, recently or are planning to, just know that, you're just not going to get to everything that you want to in the first year. Like we moved in May and there's just so much moving and so much getting used to everything that, honestly, I didn't get very many pears. Not that it didn't produce many pears, because it did.
They just all fell and deer ate them.
The deer love these pears. I mean, they go crazy over them, which is good. It'd be good for deer season, but or hunting season, I guess I should say. So we also, which was interesting, the pear tree over on the side of the house. As Ryan and I were doing our chores this morning, we came back around and we passed that tree kind of every morning and noticed that 2 of the branches had broken off. And I think it was because there were so many pears on them that it literally got too heavy and it snapped, which I thought was kind of interesting. So we had to harvest those pears off of there fairly quickly. And then we will put the branches in the chipper and chip those branches
Which is
up.
a new machine we got lately.
Yeah, it is.
We need to make a video on that.
Yeah, we should show y'all. I actually did make a video of him using it the first time. I just never posted it, and it's kind of a little out of date, some of the commentary in there. That probably needs to just go in the compost.
Rotten pear.
Rotten. It is rotten. That happens. These pears that we're working on right now, I actually picked them last week.
We have
So
like
not
literally
freshly,
2 buckets full.
yeah, so we're just...
This isn't even all the pears, and it's like 2 buckets like this, and
Yeah,
there's
the 5
still
gallon
so
buckets.
many.
Yeah, and what's interesting about like really mature older trees is that they're super tall, right? So there's a lot of fruit like way up high where you can't even get it. So
Yeah, my brother had like this huge ladder. He still couldn't get them all.
yeah, it's you know, it's just like the little challenges there, right? Like
I mean, they'll fall and
they'll fall. You gotta pick them up and hopefully, you know, and you gotta feed the wildlife a little bit. I mean, you know, I know we're trying to preserve and save and can and not put anything to waste this year, especially with all the food prices, and you just don't know if you're gonna be able to get stuff, you know. I mean, it's not even just like, hey, you know, if I can afford it, it'll be fine. It's like, no, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get it, you know, with potential supply chain issues and, you know, all those types of things. So just trying to be thoughtful about our harvest this year and you know, not be wasteful. I would say that, you know, we did a spring/summer garden, and you know, we got a good amount out of it, or at least I need to remember to be proud of what we got out of it. It got so far ahead of me at some point where there were weeds everywhere. I just felt like a failure, to be honest with you, and it's just hard to kind of keep up with stuff. And sometimes I watch other channels and I'm like, gosh, if only I did that. So anyway, here comes, we're having a little Narrow Ways Farm girl chat. So episode 2. So Daddy-O has come in here, aka Ryan, and he is not a girl, so therefore he's not, he's being silly. So, so what's up, Brooke? What's new?
The sky.
The sky is up. Okay, that's good. What's new?
No.
Anything? Not really? Trying to think.
Is there anything like new that's happened on the farm? Oh, we haven't told them about our rabbits.
That's right.
Or
That's
guineas.
right. That's
we got
right.
rabbits. We got 5 New Zealand rabbits, 2 females, and 3 males. And we got also 5 guineas, 6 guineas.
6 guineas.
So hopefully when they get bigger, they'll start eating ticks. Because I found 2 ticks on me, and one of them bit me once. So yeah.
Yeah, and if you ever get a tick on you, you can actually send them away to find out if they've got, you know, if they're carrying anything. Luckily, we sent this away and it was totally fine. It was a dog tick, and it was free.
We think we picked it up from our, or I picked it up from our Pyrenees puppies, which aren't really puppies anymore.
No, they're getting so big. That's another new thing.
We need to update you guys on like everything.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we just need to do an update video.
Right. So the Pyrenees are getting so big. We had actually a fox in the field. We still lock them away at night just because they're 5 months old. And so, you know, we just want to make sure that, you know, their instincts, you know, have kicked in and that they're big enough to defend themselves and, you know, really do their job. So
Faith's instincts have kicked in.
Well, I was going to share that, you know, we had a fox in the field, and so Ryan went out. It was in the morning. Ryan and I were kind of getting ready to do morning chores, and we looked out the window and we saw a fox, so he kind of ran out there to see if he could deal with it, and let the dogs out, and they just wanted to play at first, but then as they walked towards where the fox was, or at least where they went, Faith, the female, really, you know, she started to growl, and she went towards the fence, and, you know, really her instincts were clearly kicking in that there was a predator or some sort of something that needed to be taken care of.
Yeah, then that afternoon she was like over by where that was. Like she was like, her and Ash were like laying there, and she was standing up like kind of keeping watch.
Yeah.
Of the area to make sure there was nothing.
Yeah.
to-
Yeah. So
We'll be ready to leave them out in like a month.
probably, yeah. I don't, Ash has been, he's been like, he's sort of staying back,
He's a
keeping watch,
backup.
if you will. He's
He's a
backup for
backup
sure.
kind of guy.
Yeah.
Say, hey,
he's
you
watching
can go
her
check it out. I'll just make sure nobody comes from the back.
watching her 6, I guess. I don't know. But she was all like, oh, something's there. I need to take care of it. And he was like, oh, pet me. Do you have treats? I want to hang out. I want to play. And so, maybe he just needs a little more time for that to kick in. That's what we're going to go with. So, but they're getting huge.
They are like, I don't know, are they bigger than Katie now? I don't think so.
Oh, I would.
They're not taller than her.
I mean, I don't know.
Actually, they might be
our
the same
indoor dog.
size.
She's a mix. She's got pit
She's a
in her.
lab.
She's a lab pit, something mixed.
So if you think, how tall is Katie?
I don't know. Katie's what, like 60-something pounds? I bet you.
Oh, they're like probably 60-something pounds too.
Well, Ash definitely, I would think is.
Yeah, last time we weighed them at the doctor's, they were like 50-something.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I guess when we went the last time, Ash
so they might be a little
50, maybe just around 50, and
they are a little smaller than
47 or something. I don't know, something to that effect. So, anywho, so that's that, and then we got Josie, who's our milk cow, and she is due in November, so she's doing well, and she's drinking and eating for 2, so there's a lot of. She drinks a lot. She seems to munch a lot.
She'll literally lick the trough until there's nothing left.
So yeah, we give them little treats in the morning. We give them a little. Just again, we want to make sure that they come up to us. We can.
They know who we are.
They know who we are and all that stuff. So they get a tiny amount of grain in the morning.
For all 5 cows, it's a tiny amount.
Yeah, but they love it. It allows us to kind of check them out, make sure they're good.
And bond with them, like let us pet her and let her know who we are.
Right.
Let her be comfortable with us. Because when she has her baby, she could get a little aggressive. And we want her to be as comfortable as possible with us. And also all of our other cows.
Yeah, we want her to know she can trust us and that we're there to help her and we're there to, take care of her and all that stuff. And
yeah.
All the cows, yeah. Almost all of our animals, really. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you can tell in the windows it's all wet. We had a big storm here not too long ago. So
Very.
our one of our goats is hilarious. That started to rain and he's this big. He's a wether and so
he's like a huge breed of goat,
which means he's just a boy that's fixed. So,
yeah.
But he's like he's our biggest goat. But he's our biggest baby too, especially when it comes to rain or.
He'll put his head down and start running to the barn.
Runs to the barn, but he's kind of afraid of the dogs. So then he kind of.
He's like, we're good, right?
I want to be out of the rain, but I don't really want to be near the dogs, and so he has to make some choices. But
it was pouring though, I couldn't even see by the barn, and the barn is like right there, and I couldn't even see there because it was raining so hard.
Yeah.
But.
So. Yeah. What else? We've been harvesting things. We got some Crenshaw melons, which Brooke seems to really like.
Yeah, here I'll show you one up.
Yeah, those are like smaller ones. I've taken a lot of the bigger ones, the more ripe ones. I've cut them open and.
Those got cantaloupe, right?
And cut them up and put them on a cookie sheet to lay flat in the freezer, and then put them in a freezer bags because, that's just.
These are.
It is.
Are smaller.
This is a small Crenshaw melon, yeah. Now, Crenshaw melons, if you know anything about them, apparently they're like Cadillac melons. They can get a lot bigger than that. Some of the ones we got.
Oh, yeah, they got a lot bigger. There's like 2 times the size of that.
Yeah.
That was like the small one.
But we cut them up and, put them in freezer bags. So,
along with our cantaloupe, right?
And the cantaloupe, yeah. We only got 2 small cantaloupes, but hey, it's a harvest.
It was good though. They were good though, yeah.
Yep. So, I'm trying to grow some more pickle bush cucumbers. I'd like to get a little bit more cucumbers if I can, pickling cucumbers. Make some pickles before the season's over. So that's going. We got some pumpkins.
And we got to remember to pick them early. Something with pickling cucumbers is if you let them go too late and they get too huge, then they have like this weird aftertaste.
That's with all cucumbers though. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you let them
It's just
get too far.
But
in the
they
vine,
get big very fast, so
They
you got to watch out for them especially.
I know, it's sometimes you feel like you check on them and they're not quite ready, and you go out again and you're like, whoa, that was a lot. So, you know, it's just sometimes it's hard to keep an eye on your harvest. So
we did get more potatoes.
we got more potatoes, much bigger potatoes this time, which was good. I wouldn't say the yield was still the greatest, but you know, we're still building soil, we're still figuring things out, we're still learning. I got to remind myself that we're still doing that. I got a lot of work to do on our high tunnel. You know, we didn't put down a weed barrier, and it's just like a jungle in there right now, to be honest.
That's a job that we need to do.
Whew, that is going to be a job and a half. And but as it gets cooler, we'll be able to kind of take care of that and do those things. So that's that. So yeah, we're like right smack dab, kind of in the middle of summer, right? We've got you got homeschool starting next month, end of next month, right? Mm-hmm. So we still got about, a couple weeks, 3 weeks or so to kind of enjoy some time, some sleep-in time, and do your thing. So, what else, Brooke? Anything else we should share with our viewers? You guys want to see this pear jam? I'm happy to show it to you. We're done. Essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to
and another video, right?
It'd have to be, yeah. We're chopping these up, some lemon juice, some sugar, in a bowl, kind of mix it all up, and then it sits on the counter. It says from 1 to 8 hours, but preferably overnight. So that's what we're going to do is overnight because it's in the evening right now. And we're going to make, it's called the Perfect Pear Jam. So then I'm going to can that up. And we'll see what we get. We'll see if we like it. I can't imagine not liking fruit.
You should do a video on how you make this.
How we make it, yeah. Well, yeah, maybe.
First step, chop the pears.
Chop the pears. There you go.
Peel
them.
I
almost
them.
put it in
Put them in lemon juice.
In the discard bowl. I've got a bowl back here that I'm chopping up all these pears. I don't know if you can see that or not. But
don't dump it.
I know, I don't want to dump it. It's got lemon juice in the bottom there, so... Anywho, it was good to catch up with you guys. If you've got questions for us or if you want to share anything that y'all are up to, we would love to hear it. Or if you want to see anything that we've talked about, if you're like, oh, I'd love to see Josie,
video ideas.
Or the dogs, or
how to do something.
I don't know if I'm comfortable if you ask me about my nasty greenhouse, but it's a little bit of a, I gotta remember, y'all want to see things that aren't necessarily always going well, so I might be vulnerable and show you some of that, but y'all gotta just give me some grace. So, all right, you guys have a good evening, and we'll catch you next time on maybe episode 3. Hopefully, it won't go as long.
Yeah, this was like a 20-minute video, but.
Well, I don't mean from a time frame perspective. I just mean like we haven't done a girl talk in a long time.
Oh, yes.
So, all right, we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.